Hi everyone, it's Mitch from SportsChatPlace.com, and it is Wednesday, January 23rd, 2019, here with the free live show. Of course, we're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We have free picks on the site every single game, every single day at SportsChatPlace.com. Our best bets always over at SportsChatExperts.com, as well as SportsChatPlace.com Premium and Premium Plus. Got a nice card of games today. We got 10 NBA basketball games. We got an NHL. We've got tons of college basketball. A lot of the big teams conference play. So this is just a great time of year for college hoops. But anyways, like I said, free picks on every game at Sports Chat Place. Still show a couple minutes later than our 11 o'clock time that we hope to get on. And that's because still doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you guys don't see. But hopefully you guys see the results of it, which is the most important part. Hope to get on. And some people out there that have websites, I know like certain guys in, they're not in this industry, but in the blogging industry or the marketing industry. Oh, I worked really hard on this. It's like, why waste the keystrokes on your computer saying I worked really hard on this when you could work on your keystrokes on something that's going to benefit your audience, right? And that's what this is all about. Anyways, do at least 3 free picks every single day on the show. Generally, we do a lot more. Our best bets over at SportsChatExperts.com and SportsChatPlace.com Premium and Premium Plus. Yep, Vermont's playing today. Our official team. We're laying the points. That's pretty much the way that it goes. We'll do that kind of as our preview pick. We'll just throw in Vermont. It was 15. It's 14.5. Don't care. We've been on Vermont pretty much all season, 7-2 straight up, 7-2 against the number in the last 10, 6-1 against the spread at home. No reason to get off this horse. No reason to even, no reason. The gravy train, Vermont Catamounts. It's going to be our first pick of today's show. Bonus pick for those of you that arrived early. Of course, if you're watching us on YouTube Live, if you could hit that thumbs up, it's greatly appreciated. Of course, our best bets always over at SportsChatExperts.com. But, of course, 3 free picks on this show. But as you can see, I got my surfboards out behind me. Got 3 boards sitting there. Not sure which one we're going on today. I haven't been in the water, honestly, in a couple weeks. Since I got back from Vegas, I have not been in the water. So I'm excited to get back out there. I know we have a big swell coming in, and then I have my surgery next month, the first week of next month, and I'll be out of the water for a while. But right now I can see a conversation going on in another window. It's a bunch of guys, but oh man, some people say, I've gotten comments saying I'm not good at multitasking or whatever, but the reality of it is that I actually am good at multitasking because you guys have no idea what I'm even doing back here. But it's like some of these things, and if I don't type this in, I could have put the show back another half hour, but actually I just have to, let's just say that the website, when you see website redesigns and you see all these articles and all of that other stuff happening on the website, it doesn't happen by magic. Not even close. But I try not to talk about that stuff too much, but you guys know the last couple of months have been especially crazy. I explained to everybody the other day that our company underwent a merger with a company in Europe, and it's not just Sports Chat Place and Picks and Parlays anymore. We have a bunch of other sites in Europe and a couple other sites on the way as well. Just a lot going on. You guys know, we launched just recently the Sports Pick Info site that goes along with the podcast. And I did the podcast last night with Tony. But we're almost about 5 minutes in. And that's generally when we start with the picks every day. I do a little bit of a stall routine here at the beginning of every show. And I do it to give everybody a chance to join us that wants to be here because to me, one of the more annoying things is the people that show up late and say, what was the picks I missed, right? It's like, just let them be here when we make the picks, and this way we don't have to stop the show with, a couple hundred people watching just for one person who somehow couldn't make it here on time. But I have no idea what that other show is, and I know that I think that it's associated with SBR, but actually twice as many people visit Sports Chat places as they do SBR. I have no idea what that other show is, but we have our audience, and that's all I really care about. But anyways, get to our first pick of today's show. Go to the NBA. And we'll go to the game between the Heat and the Clippers. I really don't like the way the Clippers have been playing lately, and the Heat have been kind of a tough team to figure out. The Clippers seems that when they get 600 live viewers twice a day. Well, I'm on 3 different channels, or 4 different channels, so you don't see all the total number of viewers that we have. So it really doesn't matter. I can see that the total number of people that watch SBR videos is a quarter of the amount that watch the 3 or 4 Sports Chat Plays and Picks and Parlays videos that we do every day. And they do about 30. So I know that for a fact. I can show you the statistics if you want to see them. But it is what it is. Anyways. No, I've heard of them. I was actually on SBR's show for the Super Bowl 5 years ago. Oh, no, I know. You're obviously watching the show. You're just trying to tell me that if I'm up against these guys, man, oh my God. No. What we're going to do is take them over. This is what's going to happen. We'll put them out of business. But what I'm saying is that I was on Loshak's show a few years ago for the Super Bowl. It was more than a few years ago. It was when the Steelers played the Packers. I was the Super Bowl guest on the show. And he seemed like a nice guy, and I enjoyed it and all that stuff. But, the thing is that I don't want to work with SBR because to me it's like I don't trust them. So it's like I can't work with people I don't trust, and, that's an issue. It's not him I don't trust. It's that company. And I know they've changed ownership since then, so it's probably different people. So whatever the case may be, right? I don't give a shit. This is my show, and people want to watch. They're more than welcome. If they want to watch somebody else's show, they can go do that. I don't care. Do not care. Like I said, way more people visit Sports Chat Place every day than visit that site. That site's a forum. We have a Facebook group. If you want to join that, and see opinions, and anybody is welcome to it. But let's get back to this Clippers Heat game. The Heat are laying 5 in this one, open to 4.5. We got inverse line movement. We love that. And we also have, a Heat team that, you want to talk about a team that just, they are so in the middle of things. It's like win one, lose one. 11-12 at home and, 11-12 against the number at home. The Clips 12-11 against the number on the road. The thing is that when the Clippers got Lou Williams back, really thought that it was going to help them. And earlier this season, I really liked the Clippers. But anyways, I like the Heat in this one. That'll be our first pick of today's show. Of course, we do at least 3 free picks on this show every single day. Our best bets are always over at SportsChatExperts.com and SportsChatPlace.com, Premium and Premium Plus. Now he's got me intrigued. I'm going to go over and watch the show and see what the hell's going on over there. I've had other people mention that show to me, so I'll take a look at it. But I do know that, I'm not going to say it. I'll watch the show. This is what I'll do. I'll watch the show. If they have anything there that we can steal, we'll steal it. If they have anything that we don't like, I'll say it too. But either way, I don't care. Doesn't bother me that somebody else's show is on at the same time as mine. I could care less. Anyways, we're taking the Heat. We also had the bonus pick for the early risers. I'll tell that in the recap. Of course, I say we do at least 3 free picks, but lately we've been doing at least 5. Some days we've done 7 or 10. If you're watching us on YouTube Live, if you could hit that thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it. There's something wrong with it today. At least I can't see it. Do another NBA pick. I like the Nuggets against the Jazz. I know that, the lines move from 3 to 3.5, but I don't love the Jazz. This is a team that I know they put together some winning records. But at the same time, they put together a winning record, but at the same time, I don't think they're nearly as strong as this Denver team. This Denver team can really D up, and we're getting 3.5 in this thing. And I think if the Jazz happen to win this game, which I don't think they do, I still think we're good with the 3.5 points. Yeah, I don't even show CW saying there must be a problem with YouTube. Yeah, there probably is, because I see 0 thumbs up today, and I see 0 thumbs down. So that's I'm gonna go with the Nuggets here plus the 3.5. That'll be my 3rd pick for today's show. Of course, we do at least 3 free picks every single day. It doesn't mean we do 3 free picks. We do at least 3. Generally, we do a lot more, especially on a day like today where we just got a pretty big card going on. This Raptors-Pacers game is pretty interesting. It lines up to 5.5 points. Of course, the Raptors are on a back-to-back. The total in this one is set at 218. I like the under in the Raptors-Pacers game. I'm just going to throw that one in. It's kind of like, I was going to change the page over to college basketball, but I saw that game. I'm like, what the hell? I looked at it. I was like, man, I know the Raptors are on a back-to-back. It's cool. If you guys hit the thumbs up, I'm sure it will all register later on. But if you, I appreciate it. Costs you nothing and helps us a ton. And let's go to college hoops. TCU taking on Texas. TCU opened as a 5-point favorite in this thing. It's down to 1.5 with 48% of the public on the Longhorns in this thing. I don't know. I like the way that TCU has been playing, but of course they didn't. They didn't look so strong last time out, getting blasted by Kansas State. And you guys know I couldn't touch that Kansas State TCU game. Tough to play teams that have the same color uniforms, in those games. Everyone has every gambler has a a superstition. And for me, you play teams that wear the same color uniforms, you get what you get, And especially when it's purple and silver, you get what you get. So Kansas State and TCU was a game I wasn't anywhere close to that one. But TCU's lost 3 of their last 4 games, but all 3 of those games were on the road. At home, they've been pretty tough customers. Meanwhile, Texas, they're coming off of a win at home against Oklahoma. They won 75-72, did not cover the spread. We had Oklahoma as a premium pick in that game. But before that, they had lost to Kansas, Texas Tech, and to Oklahoma State, of all teams, at Stillwater. Meanwhile, they have a win at Kansas State, so that's maybe where some of this Texas love is coming from. And of course, the win over West Virginia, lost to Providence. Texas, I like the way that they've stepped it up this season, but not really sure that they can step it up in this spot. I'm going to take TCU at home minus 1.5. Go against that gigantic line movement. And that'll be our 4th pick for today's show. Of course, we do at least 3 free picks. Actually, our unofficial 5th, our official 4th, because we gave out another pick to the early people, and we'll tell you that in the recap anyway. Of course, 3 free picks every single day. Those of you that, here's one of the things that people have been saying to me and on the YouTube channel and in the Facebook and everything like that. So here's 2 things that I want to clear the air about before I start giving out another pick. And I will do the, not the Mitch version, I'll do the abbreviated edition. One thing that people are saying in the Facebook group is that their posts are being deleted. More likely, the two most common reasons why your post would, well, three reasons why your post would be deleted. Number one, F-bomb in the title. Number two, if it's already a subject that's being discussed in other posts. Like if you say something and say, hey, let's talk about this, but there's already another post in the Facebook group with 70 or 80 comments on it, or two posts with 70 or 80 comments on them. Yeah, it's like, we don't need a third one. There's no reason. Just join the other conversation. Nothing with that. And of course, the most common reason posts are deleted, it's like if you just ask for a pick without giving your own opinion. And really, that's what it's all about. Like, or it's like, who do you like in the NBA today? That we're going to delete. It's like you say, who do you like in the NBA? And then, like, the first comment you say, I like the, Heat, Nuggets, and the under in the Pacers game. That's okay. But if you just say NBA picks? ? More than likely we're going to delete it. It's just, we have rules. In the group, the group rules were established by the members of the group. And that's why the posts are deleted. Anyways, the second thing is people who have been banned or blocked on Facebook or YouTube. If you have an issue with that, my email is mitch@sportschatplace.com. As easy as you are banned or blocked, you can be unbanned and unblocked. So, all you gotta do is send me an email and say, hey, I didn't realize that was against the rules. Oh, I'm sorry I did that. Something like that. I'll unban you. I've done it to hundreds of people. A lot of times when we block you or ban you in the Facebook group, we're hoping that you message me so I can say, hey, you might want to check the rules because it's really something that we don't do. And if they say, well, why don't you allow this? And say, well, either it's something that the members of the group voted on, or number two, it's a conflict of interest, advertising for our competition in our own Facebook group. They can advertise for themselves elsewhere. So those are two things. If you have an issue with being blocked on YouTube, your comments, or on Facebook from our group, email me, mitch@sportschatplace.com, and we could usually work it out. I know I get some other emails from some guys, and we should read those on Free for All Friday, maybe. Get to another pick, though, while we're at it. Got a lot of good games here today. So a lot of games to choose from, which is always fun. Some big point spreads, though. Wisconsin taking on Illinois. This line's gone from 6 to 4. Not really sure that I understand that. It's once again total inverse line movement. But I'm not sure I understand the inverse line movement here. And it just, sometimes they make sense, sometimes they don't. When you look at the statistics and the number, Wisconsin far better defensively than Illinois. Illinois the better offensive team. But I think, in these types of games, conference games, it's defense that gets it done. And the Wisconsin defense is so much better than the Illinois defense. I think that the other thing that we're looking at here is that, Illinois has lost 6 of their last 7 games. And a lot of those have been on the road. They do have the home win against Minnesota. They were 1-point dog in that thing. They clubbed them 95-68 at home in their last home game. But I'm not so sure that turns around. Of course, this Badgers team, not overly impressive this season either. Losing to Western Kentucky, getting throttled by the Minnesota team that Illinois beat. Of course, losing to Purdue, who's a very good team. Losing to Maryland, who we've been all over this season. And then the win last time out against Michigan. So maybe people are looking at this as maybe a trap game of some kind. And I mean, it's possible, but I just don't see it. When we see the Wisconsin losses, it's Maryland, Purdue, Minnesota, Western Kentucky, and Marquette. Those are pretty good teams. When we look at Illinois, it's Florida Atlantic, Indiana, Northwestern, Michigan, a win over Minnesota, and a loss to Iowa. So some of the same teams, but I would say a weaker schedule for sure. I'm going to take Wisconsin here and lay the points. I don't know, probably stepping into a hornet's nest with that one, but I don't know. I'll take whiskey. We'll lay the 4 points. We'll do one more pick before we wrap it up. You like the Hornets game. I don't know what that means. Do I like basketball? I'm not sure what the question means. Do I like basketball? Yes, I do. I like the game. I don't know what to say to this. You guys know? Help me. Help me. Help me help you. Marquette taking on DePaul. Marquette laying 8.5 in this thing. We've been on Marquette so much this season. As a matter of fact, oh God, it was beautiful. We were on them on Sunday, and you know how they were down at the half? I got like the nasty email, and it was on the free picks, right, on the show. It was a Facebook message saying, I lost all my money on Marquette. It was like one of these idiots, right? He sends this thing, I lost all my money, Marquette, you suck, da, da, da. And of course, Marquette came back and, won the game. We never heard from the guy again, right? We couldn't because we threw him out of the group and blocked him, right? Because he sent me that message. But Marquette ended up storming back in that thing, and we've been on Marquette so often this year. DePaul, really a nice comeback story here. 3-1 against the number on the road. Marquette 10-3 against the spread on the road. And I have to say one thing, and I'll admit a couple things about being a fan. I really like watching the Big East games this season as a fan. You guys know I'm a fan first, and I'm not a fan of any particular team except for Miami Hurricanes, but I love Big East basketball this year, and it's like because I'm a fan of the game, I can be a fan of a conference like that and say I really like this and, get away with it. It's not like I'm rooting for those teams if they're playing, like they're Miami or something, but I'll root for them, of course, if we put a little money on it. And the other thing I say is Kentucky last night, man, are they fast. They're so fast. Kentucky Wildcats may be my dark horse to win the national championship this year. But I will take, in this one, Marquette's been rolling, and DePaul has been rolling as well. The thing that we've seen about DePaul is, coming up with some nice wins. Particularly they own Seton Hall. They beat St. John's on the road, in a similar spot. They lost at Butler, but they were only getting 3 in that one. But they kind of were blown out of the building there. Meanwhile, Marquette has kind of been roughing up other teams. Statistically, this one rates out pretty close. A lot closer than the number here. So I think we got to take DePaul plus the 8.5. But I would say I'm lukewarm on this game. I really just enjoy watching Big East basketball. Like, guys have seen my setup here, and, I have all the TVs and everything. So, let's see, right? So, like, last night, on the big TV, or yesterday afternoon for me, I had the Villanova-Butler game on the big TV. And I had, on the other TVs, the other games. But, the big TV game was the Villanova-Butler game. And I really liked watching that game. I was working out, watching the game. I do it all the time. But that game was just fun to watch. They were hitting threes like no one's business. Anyways, yes, do I know anything about SFA? Yes, I do. Anyways, this is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. We will recap today's show, today's picks. The early bird pick, if you got here early, was Vermont minus 14.5. Then we took the Heat minus 5, the Nuggets plus 3.5, under 218 in the Pacers Raptors game. TCU minus 1.5, Wisconsin minus 4, and DePaul plus 8.5. This is Mitch. Whoop, that was a terrible flip. This is Mitch. God, that was weak. Third time's a charm. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow.